Good morning, evening, or afternoon. It's your painter in residence, Michael Francis McCarthy, aka M. Francis McCarthy. Yeah, everything. So it took me a while to get set up. That's how it happens. I tried first my 50 millimeter, and that was all right up on the end, right up on. And then I tried. Well, no, I'm not. I'm using my 85, could be 65. I got everything set up, so I'm not gonna look. Anyway, I think it is. I think it's an 85. Yeah. My brand is that? Sam Yang. Now, the Sam Yang lens, when I ordered it, it used to be Mr. Autofocus. Blessings come in disguise, though. You got to be careful, man, because you think you're always, determining everything, and yeah, you could be right. Sometimes you could just be painting yourself in that same old corner. In this case, I was a bit disappointed to find out there was no honest focus because Canon doesn't support that on the RF mount. That's the mirrorless. But the manual focus is better results all around. So it doesn't keep grabbing my hand, which is the bulk of the channel. People were telling me. Alright, so what are we painting today? That's what you wanted. You already know. You saw a picture of the finished painting. Now, for me, it's not finished, but it's gonna be. It's a row of trees with a little path. A little different though. Path coming in this way. Looking at it now, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 trees here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 trees here. There's a bunch of masses. I'm gonna have to pull. There's one tree that's going right there. I'm going to open that up a little, but we're going to get started now. What I don't need is a tiny. There you go. You'll be all right. I don't need a tiny brush for this drawing. Do you like the new cup? Well, I broke all my glass ones. Wasn't that in love with my little jar solution. I mean, of course it does work. This gives you a sense, and it's got a little cap. That I probably will never need, but I'm determined to keep it clean. That was my policy with the glass one, and that was a good policy. So it's slightly big, possibly kind of floppy. We ain't gonna care. Well, and if we need to, let's get a different brush. Get a different brush, yo. Alright, this is our 7 by 12. Just really been into this proportion lately a lot. And so much so, 7, 12, yeah. So much so that, is this really wet? Yeah, not too bad. I don't know if I primed this board enough. It does have some. My assumption is that I had a transparent gesso on it. It's hard for me to tell. Next time I do these, I'm going to put more house paint. You can see the fleck of the hardboard. I was thinking, oh, I like that. Took off all the edge of the hardboard tone. So the chances painting might disappear into the board. There's one thin layer of, maybe more, I don't know. Alright, we got a bit of a horizon on here. Whatever, either way we're making a painting. I feel pretty good about this one. It's really sepia-ish. It was all greens, and then of course I think I went a bit overboard, but that's where I am now, actually. These glasses are not helping. Well, no glasses are helping, are they? Just gonna paint with my glasses on. Ready? Yeah, I know you've been ready for what? I don't know how long, 6 minutes. Oh, yeah, not too bad. Now, I'll put a little bit of purple in my, you can't really tell, but put some purple in the mix. That's nice looking, eh? Okay, we got two trees connecting here. Yeah, I don't love that. And one's at a slant. I'm going to make it more straight and a little thicker. This will take some getting used to, but I do like that it clips to there. It gives me some more real estate for one. For two, you can't see what's going on. You're always going to see that edge. Okay, I don't get too crazy with all that. So we're going to start with these anchor guys, and I'm getting my bearings from the grid. I'm actually pretty happy where that is. I might leave that tree off. Great thing about the underpainting stage is that's where we can experiment. To me, each tree has like an attitude. There's a certain attitude conveyed by the bark of the tree itself. That's nice. I did want to open this up, but I may do still. We can wipe that out. We'll see. Let's just keep going. It does feel a little cramped to me. We tried that though. See, a little more room to breathe there is probably better. Yeah, this brush isn't actually officially stubby yet, but it's been worn down through use. And lately I've been favoring my stubbies a little bigger. I'm leaning way back. So with this kind of painting, I've said it all before, but you're going to keep hearing it until I die, and then hopefully everyone will just treasure all these. But the intervals, man, it's all about the intervals of this kind of painting, the spaces between. And I've compared it to music in the past, and I think that's apt. You gotta get the intervals right. Yeah, I want to do something there. I don't know what. And when you have established this spacing, you've got to make sure that it's not exactly the same spacing again. Quite often your reference it will be. I can go closer or I can go farther, and I'm going to go a little further back. I don't want that tree there. I'm going to have it. I would have my tree. This is how we'll do it. Pull this in closer. It's just some masses here. Four is not a great number, but we can work with it. That's opened up enough. Also, this tree's not going to be fat, so the idea is that we're going to see some of this field back here. This all closes up over here. I'm indenting here. Don't really see that. Very floppy. Don't matter. That's okay. Now, this shape isn't pleasant, but we can work on that. Let's see, that's getting more pleasant. Also, we do have some brush and things. And this is in shadow. Now, you want to know where this scene's from? It's another little screen grab from someone's video. It's the background. No one will ever know what video I got this from. Let's see. That could be good. Yeah, maybe not. In the reference, there's another tree here, but that's not going to work. We're going to be doing some work on my roof yesterday, but I've looked, I see nothing's changed on my roof. I was going to come in to paint, and the manager called me and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry, we're going to be working on your roof." But nothing's changed. Okay, don't love that. It's kind of this arc, which I do like. I just don't really know if I want it up there. Gosh, painting's fun. Okay, it's time to officially lose the grid. It's sloppy, so I can dry things off a little. The path isn't designed to be super distinct, just so you know. So we can't go too round here. Feels good. There's shadows on the ground, and we're gonna rely on those. My wife saw my cup I bought. She's like, "Don't you have one of those?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, probably I do." In my plein air painting kit, which, well, the closest I've been to plein air is about 2022. I went to with my student at the time, Ash. We went to it's like a crafts thing on the bridge over here, not over here, but in town. And I sold nothing. But I was painting there. I was doing what I like to do. Here's an idea for you. What I like to do in places like that, if you're ever going to try and do that, go out. That's a great place to get into your revisions, right? Just take some paintings you want to revise. And so often that can just be based on... My favorite way to do revisions, last time I was doing it, was to find like a toneless master that had a composition that was kind of vaguely similar to the painting I wanted to revise. And then I'd reference that. I was doing that for many years. Alright, let's break out the paper towel. You want it? Yeah, this is a little smaller. Like I said, this cup is a compromise. We'll make it work. We might even end up loading it. Who knows? Let's get rid of the grid in the reference. Yeah, rainy today. It was sunny a minute ago, but that's island living, man. Yeah, that's opened up sufficiently now. Now, how do you learn to do that? Oh, good question. You got to listen to your inner sensibility of compositional placement sort of ideas about things. That's what you got to do. Feel. It's all feel for me. There's probably painters that aren't feel painters, but they're out there watching this. That's a bit darker. Oil here. Probably too much oil. Yeah, I like to do a little swirl. I used to be very... I used to have swirl... Whoa, way too much oil. That's okay. So if that happens to you, just get your towel. Crazy. That's too much oil. I don't want this closed off completely. I don't want that closed off. This is okay. It's one of my favorite ways to paint in foliage in these kinds of scenes. Just gives you ideas. Coming in too far. Like I said, I kind of want to leave that open. Yeah, that's not bad. Here, it's very difficult to paint with a paper towel, but you know, have to finish it with a paper towel. Right? And I would say, I think this is a nice tree. It might be better without it, since we need to make a decision which tree it's going to be. I think it's going to be this tree, and I think I'm going to pull it out a little further. Well, I really do think it's one of the most critical parts of this painting. It's this is kind of where it is in the reference. Yeah. I've had this little reference made for about, I don't know, a week or two, a couple of weeks. are pretty similar. How many times are you gonna paint that tree, Mike? Many times as I need to. And it's gonna come over more. Intervals is really super important. I'm gonna bring that. I couldn't really tell until I start bringing these in. I'm gonna bring this closer in. 3 and 1 is not the same as 4, okay? I have to say I'm happy with this brush. It's quite a bit more floppy than I like, but I'm going to embrace it. Whatever I want. Wow, did it get dark? Oh, there we go. We can do something about that. It wasn't this dark when we started. No flickering. Okay, come on. Tilting. And I'm joining those. Too much. getting there. Like I said, I mean, the underpainting is critical in everything. It really is. For that, for this kind of scene. That's color selection turned out. It's beautiful too. I don't have my glasses on. Can't really see what's going on in reference to. There's a width of a brush thing, right? So that's one great thing about paper tones. It breaks, you know, these aren't all going to be dark everywhere. I'm going to have lighter. I think I said that about 15 minutes ago. Well, it is. It's getting there. a case like that, I don't just want this giant rectangle, so I'm kind of doing some subdividing here. I think I'm going to call that drawing done. I did want this, I didn't really want this in shadow, but I think without this dark, everything kind of falls apart. So. By the way, I think actually it's going on the channel next. I did this, it's, you know, trail going up the middle, kind of painting. And, I noticed that there's a place where the tree goes up like this and then goes up like that, and I wiped it out. There's this bit of sky go overlapping. I'm going to leave it. Someone will notice sometime. Most people will just accept it. Yeah, I think this drawing's done. I'm pretty happy with this. Okay. Alright, let's do some color mixing. I'll close all this down and we'll be back. We'll do some color mixing. What time is it? Oh, we're doing good. We're doing good. Okay, color mixing time. Not a lot of greens. Not a lot. In fact, that's alright. I'm going to top up my burn umber. Burn umber is going to be a big player. And this painting already has been and will be going forward. I am looking at very few greens, but that doesn't mean I won't paint some in. I might do. I might do. I don't see a lot of really bright white either, but Gamblin', that's the worst lids. Maybe not the worst. All these paint companies have shit lids. Sorry. I guess that's my swear. I get one per video. That's my swear. Okay. Start with the sky. Oh, there is a nice bit of yellow in the sky, and I do like that. I'm gonna get rid of you. You've been squizzed. I wondered, we're going to find, maybe the Mars black isn't black enough. I don't know. We're going to find out why I didn't like it. I forgot. So much so that I bought another tube of the Winsor Newton, but we'll see. I mean, I can always, you can see that feels blacker than that. Mars black. Mars is for muddy. Hey. Alright, sky color. Told you. Told you, didn't I? Wow, we don't have very much of this. We're going to need to make some Mike's Gray before we even start. Gray is going to be a player for sure. Not real light grays either. That's probably good. This is what we use for the Mike's Gray. We use that cheapy, more cheapy. No, you can go a lot cheaper than that. Heck, you can get white paint from Temu, and that smells toxic, man. So much so I gave it to, I don't know who I gave it to. I gave it to some painter who didn't care. I never sent it to a student. I have not had a local student for quite a while. And it's not a big town. I probably worked my way through all the printers. Also, I make very little efforts. Everything's kind of moved to social media. Okay, I'll just use the whole thing. That's still not enough. It's still not enough. It's close. Actually, that's fine. That's good. If I want it darker, I'll make it darker. As a matter of fact. There's a nice heaping helping of Mike's Gray. Nice up the middle. I could have gone darker, which is this painting. Not every painting am I going to want a darker gray. That can be not good. Bad. Alright, so is there a lesson in that for you? Yeah. You know you're going to need it. You got these two mixed colors. I know I don't need much of that green. I got enough. There. I'm not going to worry about that. But before you start painting, you want to have your piles topped up. If you have these are my two mixed ones, here and here. If I got to mix them now before I start painting, it's the time, not after. These are welded on. I think these do pop up after a while, but I'm not actually traveling with it, so it's gonna be fine. All right, start over, because the gray I want is now possible with a sufficient amount of Mike's Gray. It's warm. Gosh, that's pretty close. It's pretty close. A touch dark. Yeah, because I got that other yellow there. I'm going to bring in some yellow. This will green it up a little bit. We have that slight reddishness from the burn umber in there, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. That's nice. That's a nice gray. It's a little dark, but that's all right. That's all right. One color mixed. Now we've got that yellowy tone. Now don't get crazy with that, because you start asking questions in the gray again. That's actually the way I might look that up. Yeah. There's yellow in there. It's coming up, coming up. It's a little further. I was subtle. What's this? Oh, it's got skin. It's gonna have an impact. Woo, green, and it is kind of greenish in the revolts. What you're looking at, so you're looking at, you know what I'm doing. That's pretty good, eh? It's dark, but it's a dark day. So, at least it is now. Hopefully the sun will come out at lunchtime. Me and the boys will sit in the yard. It was looking like a possibility an hour ago. It ain't looking that possible now, but yeah, whatever. Island living. Island living. Okay. 3 colors. We're going to mix the next. Ooh. You know what I noticed though? It's just I bought myself a full tube of Classico burn numbers. So much do I dislike the Georgian, and then which I'd ordered in. Even though I noticed when I was putting away the Classico I brought in, because I have this little tube that I ordered because they didn't have the big tubes. Yeah, I brought this in. That's going to last me a long time. I noticed I had ordered in a tube of the burn umber with the Georgian, which is okay. It's a great color. Don't get me wrong. It's just not good for what I want. I'm kind of persnickety. I'm not throwing it away, although I was thinking I'm macinating here. Like, so I think they sell Georgian up there. I'm wondering if I can make a trade. Trade for black. Will you trade me for black? I'll say. I'll throw a couple bucks in. Okay, so now our white, and this is where we're going to need some umber. And this is a lot less strong than the burnt umber. See what I mean? It's practically the color I want there. Maybe a little more glow. That's a touch light. No, not really. It's also a little mono-dimensional. In spite of the raw umber edition, I'll bring you some other things. You want to have some other pigments floating around in your lights. That's pretty good. It's not cooled off a bit. I'm going to de-greenify a little with the orange, cat orange. That too is too dark. But they're all too dark, so they're a nice little match. We'll go lighter. We will. There's our sky. Okay? Gray day with some warmth. Yeah, I know that yellow is not very yellow, but again, I don't want to bring up questions. Hey, what time of day is this? You know, people want to ask us questions, but you don't want to have too many questions in people's heads when they're looking at your work. That'll work against you. Now, what's up with you? I don't need all that. You look okay. I mean, you look all right. What's wrong with you? I don't know what's wrong with that. It should work fine. We'll see. We know, Mike, you're shaping up to be pretty persnickety with your colors. And we just talk about the burn number. I am happy with this. This is painted with the Classico, which I added a little diox to. You can't see it, but it's adding a little extra oomph. And since this is such a brown painting, I'm going to gold. There's going to be gold, some nice things in the ground, and reds, and it's going to be beauty. beauty. Actually, you're going to see right now how that's all going to happen. Okay, here. So that would be a green. But I'm going to take a little of this. Watch this, it's pretty magical. That's what CAD Red can do for you, okay? Like, do you need the matter on your palette if you can do that? Do you? That's really nice. Yeah, it's a little cold. I'm going to add some of this. Now that's going to chalk it up a little. But that's nice. That did de-ice it up a little. That's beauty. I like that. Also, I am going to do a green. I'm going to bring in some greens. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do my one of my formulas, which is alternate for the foliage, reddish tones and green tones. That's a formula, yes, in a sense. See, they're dry. In a sense it is. Oh yeah, good, we're going to use you. You're getting the skin. Oh, you're not good. Yes, we're going to bring in some of this. And then we're going to tie it all together with the burr number. See what I mean? And, whoa, skin. Look at that skin. That was too risky to bring in the CAD there. Is that another skin? This is burnt sienna. This will get us where we want to go. Barely green, I'm aware, but definitely greener than that other color. Okay? That's the plan. Okay, and then there's a lot more middle tones to do. So from here we're going to pivot into Mars yellow base. That's probably too much. And we're going to go for like the opaque version of the burnt sienna. Be a bit light with all that Mars yellow I started with. That's okay. That's okay, because guess what? It's going to tie it all together is the burr number again. And I went a little dark, I know, but what a beautiful color, eh? Oh, I like that. It's dark. Every color it makes, it's probably, here we're getting in my way. Actually, I don't need the cup in my there right now, so it won't matter with the brush, but with my knife, I'm coming in this way. Yeah, you know how I'm going to take that. I'm going to green it up. How am I going to do that? With the CAD. Not yet, but it's on its way. You know what I mean? How hard. That's pleasing. Yeah, that's getting there. More green. So I'm using CAD to make my green. See? And you know what? The raw umber has the green tendencies. That's going to bring it in even more. Bring this right in where we won't be. Subtle. That's beauty. I love that. I'm happy with that. Yeah, we're basically in sepias, but we're branching out a little. Gosh, that's great. One or two more colors, okay? We got these real golds. I'm going to get in some real golds now. That's a little, there we go. I can do just about anything I need to do with a natural scene with my palette. I've talked about it. I'll talk about those easel talks. You haven't checked out the easel talks? You should be. You should be. What's wrong with you? Alright, when I get back, I'll make some more mic screen. We might need it. Also, we kind of use that up. Now I'm going to do a grayish tone for the ground. I probably got a left from here. I don't need all that, do I? Bring a little life into it with the Mars, opacity, life, red, and then this is going to chill it out. That's too dark. Bring it back in. I've showed you that technique tons of times. So that's got kind of this not feeling like the ground kind of feel. So a little more Mars and a little more bird sienna. There we go. See, that's kind of more attractive. That's going to be our trail. We got golds and whatever's going on there. So you can see my palette. It's all unified. It's tonal. Yo. Okay, that's it for our color mixing. We're going to go get some lunch and we'll come back and we're going to make this painting. It's going to be so beautiful. It's already beautiful. I'm really liking this underpainting. A little struggle, a little bit, but we don't care. We struggle. We struggle and we win, or we struggle and we lose. Either way, we're making something happen. We're justifying our existence. We're making paintings. Making a mark. Or in the case of this painting, several thousand marks. Okay, see ya. Check out the book. 13 years of accumulated painting knowledge about how to work in a tonalist way. All in one book, and I will send it to you anywhere on the planet for $65 US, and international shipping's included. Made it back. A little late. We're gonna have to hustle. Those dogs are gonna be wanting their walk. I'm gonna be waiting. Okay, we need to top up our two colors here. I can see we already use a lot of them, but that don't mean we gonna need more. That's the burr number, and we should make some more mic screen too. We'll do that right now on camera. And the process remarkably similar to the Mike's Gray. This ain't gonna make very much, but that's all right. Roughly equal. Nice. Sometimes it comes out too light or too dark. That's right where we want it. Right up the middle. Of the two, maybe too dark's better. It's hard to say. Right up the middle's better. Too dark's got its problems. Too light. And what happens is you create a big old mound of it. Alright, so that went well. And yeah, you know, I know there's not a lot of greens on this, but I'm going to want to be able to dip into a pure mic screen if I need to, and I'm going to want to interrupt my flow. Okay, oh, burr number as well. Alright. Jeez, I should have done this before I turned on the camera, hey. The end is near. Probably need more than that. The nice thing about yellow ochre is it doesn't dry too quickly on the palette. And that is a mixture of two Marses, but I'm going to go with the blocks, Mars Yellow, and the one I have 12 tubes of. Dalerani out of stock. No, out of print, I should say. Not going to make any more. Yeah, that's what I was telling you guys and gals. If you love a color, you love a brush, you know, you really love it, buy a lifetime supply. If you did buy that lifetime supply, when you run out of a tube, buy another tube right then and there. Some colors aren't critical, like this one. This is burnt sienna, aka red iron oxide. I prefer it to the actual burnt sienna, which is a little so it has a little opacity in it, which is nice. But now I have the since I have the Mars Yellow, I don't care. I can get opacity when I need it. Now you don't want to be without raw umber. You might think, oh, I'm not going to need raw umber. You need raw umber. You always do. That's probably too much. But Paraline green is also out. And I did use a little in my mix, so may as well top it up. You know, colors I might not worry about. If like I'm not worried about my blues. I don't have a single blue in this painting, and so I don't need to top those up. We're still on that last tube of Paraline. Oh, man. Yeah. Yes. Another color. Yeah, I want some cool green tones in a hurry. I don't want to be digging around in my paint box, messing with the moment, messing with the flow. All right, that's it. Now, sky brush. That's right. Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy with this drawing. I'll leave you there. You might come in handy. Newish. Newish should be a little looser. That's fine. As you can see, it's already had a few paintings under its belt, starting to come together. These dots get pretty dang nice, I will say, as you paint with them. Oh, sorry, you're gonna have to listen to the kettle. I need some tea. things up more than I want. The way to get the browner, I think, is with this Mars. Oh, it's a great color. What's cool is the board color is going to be kind of like a lot of the leaf colors, so we can leave a bit just poking around. It's definitely cooler feeling than the reference, but I like it. Some more of that yellow in there. Let's say I did a really good job for this underpainting. That sort of staccato feeling is going to really help us, which is good because I got back from lunch late. I was trying to get some computing tests set up before I left, just copying stuff, which I did, but I'm watching the clock. I'm going, uh-oh. The boy's going to want their walk, but the boy's probably going to have to just wait. Wait for Daddy. Have a nap. Alright, this was my yellow that isn't very yellow. I'm laughing because I made it lighter when it was the right color. I must laugh. It's not as yellow as the reference, but my wife said it was a bit cold, so that's kind of my way of adjusting for that. sure there's not too much regularity in these. I want quite a lot of white or light down there, but I don't want it to be all one color, so I'm doing some bits and bobs. Alright, it's time to go lighter. Seem pretty bright, just be aware. Not too bad. We are actually going to go a little brighter down towards the bottom there. Nice. Yeah, I went yellowish. I didn't go as strong a yellow as in the reference. I do like that, but yeah. Now we're gonna go a bit brighter. Yeah, a lot brighter. Time to have a look in the camera. Yeah, okay. It's got real strong, but I also want it a little more ready. Better. And then, I can see what I've done. I'm based on no reference, but oops. I think that's fine. Okay. Time for the darks. Let's see if that Mars black lets me down or not. I don't remember what the problem was. Like I said, But you know Uncle Mike, he repeats himself, but in between all the repetition. Oh, there's gems. There's gems. That's why the new book, the old book, if you already got it, if you don't already got it, you won't get that. But and I'll have a I'll have a special one. All 5 will be included. Although, I don't know how you treat that. The new book is one book in 4 volumes. So, I guess you can call it 5 books. Nice. Now I got my glasses on too. I can see a few things I might want to do. Break things. I don't want that too bright. Nice. Okay. No, it was relatively painless, as it was this morning in a sense, because I already have this reference already done. I was prepared. I was going to do this. I was very inspired by the little pond that I did. I know the painting was super well received too. Sunset Pond, Dusk Pond, I think it was called. Sunset Pond, that'll be the next one. Anyway, they got some more pond reference. Nothing amazing, but I need to sit down and do some compositing. So that's good. I thought I dragged it onto my folder that I use for back and forth between here and my house, but no, I did not. You did a nice job, brush. A little loose, a little floppy, but you did a good job. I'm happy. So, it's a little filbert, isn't it? Oh, not for the blacks, but I'll keep you handy. Yeah, I don't need it too small. Yeah, maybe it's a 2. Yep. Might just be it's not black enough. It's blacker, I can see that. Oh yeah. painting this kind of thing. I like painting I like painting period, but this is probably my favorite kind of thing to paint. Okay, bit of a problem here. You saw me try to work it out. That's really, if you hidden, okay, if you're hitting that light paint, there we go. I know I need to go slightly dark there, but I don't need to go 100%. Come on, you. Maybe it's because it isn't very opaque. Could be. Which would make my whole reason for using Mars Black is because it's more opaque. Now the Winsor Newton that I use is professional grade. I got interval problems here. I'm not sure why I left that, but I don't want it now. I think the darks are in, the blacks is in. Not saying we won't do more, but it's telling a good story. Let's have a look at the camera. Oh yeah, that's nice. You happy with that? Okay. Okay. We're doing okay. Well, yeah. No, the reason for the long filbert, I don't like these very much, but sometimes I do. I tried these first, and I thought, wow, yeah, a long filbert, and they do have their uses. They're excellent uses. But for most things, I prefer the regular filbert. I'm gonna come in with some red, which is gonna look not much different from board color. Nice toe. Can you keep the redder tones up there? Down here, I'm going to earth things out a little bit. Oh, it's just colors great, beautiful. Alright. Since the board's already red, it looks very good. You know, I think that's enough for this deep red. Green. The green's nice. Any more there? I mean, I have more mix, but that's probably enough. Maybe a little more on the ground. I'm really loving this long filbert. And really, it's going to be more reds, but really a lot more golds. Nice. Okay. You notice that I've been keeping most of my colors, but that's all right. I feel like now's the time to get in some of this. Whoa, 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 whoa. thought that was going to be redder. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna want to go more of that other green, which is gonna be kind of merging into a gold green. Nice color. In actuality, though, what I want is more like this. That's the color. Is that my? That's my road. things to be redder up at the top. A bit bright, but I killed it with the white, the color. Well, this has been a really fun painting. I mean, I'm close to done. Loose, brushy. Some kind of fence or something, but you ain't gonna see me paint no fences. I have done and will do like old fence posts. You can see that on the channel. Very rarely though. For the most part, I'm not into that kind of thing. think it's time to have a look in the camera. Yeah, I didn't love that Mars black. It's okay. That's not good. The whole move was designed to correct things, and it made it worse. Now every black, look how much blacker. Holy cannoli. I got 2 tubes of that. Classico. Mars black, which ain't nothing to write home to mom about. So look in the camera, see if anything jumps out at us. If nothing big does, I'd say we're done. You know, it's a bit difficult because piece of cardboard sticking in my face. Gosh, that's a nice one. I think that's working all right. I mean, one thing I could think is to unify a little more at the top. See? Hey. That's a lovely brushy expressive painting. I mean, it's loose. I'm gonna have to leave it loose. Well, I don't have to. I could tighten this in too. I think the more I tighten it, the worse it'll be. Right now we can see what's going on. We're enjoying all the brushiness. Oh, it's not even dark. Two tubes I have of that Mars. That's wishful thinking. I mean, I can use it. I can use it with the ivory black, which is what I've had to do here. It's not terribly opaque either. It's a problem. It's kind of muddy, ugly. Alright, we're going to call that done. I'm happy with that. One other thing. Yeah, not me. This feels a little lonely. Oh, I didn't do much. Fine. I can tweak on little stuff like that all day. We ain't gonna see ya. Bye.